ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कथा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवंश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वर। So this particular verse is speaking about, well, we are on, um, we saw the invocation last week. Then we saw the first verse. The first verse is, everything is owned and controlled by the Lord. Everything. Um, and the Lord has, like, um, this is Lord's property, God's property. Whatever, everything that exists in this world belongs to Him. He's controlling everything. He is everywhere, uh, in every atom. Um, and we have certain duty. We are working. We are working in His home. We have certain duty. We have been given certain facility. And if we work in this consciousness that everything is owned and controlled by Him, and He has given me few things to take care and connect it back to Him and use it in His service. When one is fully aware, fully in conscious that everything surrounding me is owned and controlled by Him, that person, the second verse says, can live forever and will not be bound in this world. When do we get bound in this world? When we see this word as something for me, for my enjoyment. When I am in the center, uh, then we get bound. That is basically the three modes of material nature binds us when I am the center. But one who is transcendental, only pure devotees can have that vision that everything is for Krishna and everything is for the service of Krishna. And I myself is for the service of Krishna, and I am staying in a place which is also meant for service of Krishna. This is pure devotional platform. So those personalities. So the thought that if I am in this world, then I will be bound, not necessary. I can stay here for eternity and be in a transcendental position. So such people can stay here forever and they will not be bound. But those who do not have this consciousness, those who are centered, uh, own centered, self centered, um, controlled by the modes, different ways, they will uh, remain in the region of ignorance, in the darkest region of ignorance. And Everything in this material world is a region of ignorance. Whether one is heavenly planet also is I am the center. Um, the demons wants to take my post, my position, my role, then I will fight with them. Um, 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 there are many people who are dancing for my pleasure. They're apsaras. The main enjoyment is actually through dance. Um, um, and they are respecting me because I am the center. Um, so that is also a region of ignorance. It's not like higher planets are enlightened. No, anywhere is region of ignorance because the living entity forgets that everything is for the enjoyment of Krishna. The living entity forgets that even in heavenly planets or lower planets, everywhere the living entity is trying to become happy and use everything for one's own enjoyment. Um, so that, yeah. So basically, our next destination is based on our consciousness. So these are the first three verses. What the reality is, pure devotees follow the reality, they're not bound. And those who don't follow the reality, which is everything is owned and controlled and for the pleasure, enjoyment of the Lord, don't live in that consciousness, they will remain in this material existence. That's the essence. Then the next verse is the inconceivable potencies of the Lord. Um, the Lord is far and He's near. Um, he moves, He doesn't move. Um, and He's far and He's near. He's near because first of all, He's near because He's everywhere. Secondly, He's near because He runs faster than the mind. He can appear or faster than anybody else. He can appear at any place in no time. That's why He's near. And He's within, so He's near also. Um, and He's far because arrogant people cannot approach Him. So for those who are atheistic, for those who are self-centered, arrogant, for them the Lord is far. That's why He's far. He's very near to pure devotees. They're always connected with Krishna. But for others, He may be very far. Or yeah, and then He moves and He doesn't move. He moves. We saw because He can go faster than the wind. He's the fastest, so He moves, and He doesn't move. He doesn't move because He never deviates from dharma. Everything the Lord does is perfect. Every arrangement of the Lord is perfect. Every decision the Lord makes is based on dharma. Whether His actions are maybe killing a personality or in a Mahabharat war, mass killing or um, um, encouraging and showing love, everything, He never deviates from dharma. Um, apparently, so many things may seem, but the Lord never deviates from dharma. And so we were discussing these inconceivable. He walk, He doesn't walk. He's far, He's near. He moves, He doesn't move. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Um, okay. Now, further, more slides on this word. Then incarnations. Non-believers and fools neglect the Lord when He descends, considering Him a mortal being with a material body, and see Him like an ordinary man. Krishna says, Avagyananti mam mura manusim tanumashritam, that they think when I descend a human-like body, so many people judge Krishna now. So they are fools and non-believers. When the Lord Himself comes, they think that He is human. Shishupal thought, the Duryodhan thought He is a powerful human being. Even Uddhava says some of the Dwarkavasis also thought that He is a demigod only. But He is better than us. We love Him, but He is one of the demigods. They thought. So they think that He is with a material body. They see Him as an ordinary man, may very beautiful. So this is like um, non-believers and fools. But actually, he is the source and controller of all energies. This is this is coming in Isopanishad also. For the Lord, there is no difference between the material and spiritual energies, because he is the source of all the energies. For Krishna, even for pure devotees, Prabhupada would say, material world is a spiritual world. Prabhupada said that. Because everything in the material world, for pure devotees, then their vision is they see Krishna everywhere. So for them, there is no difference. I haven't seen the movie, but some people were mentioning in the movie it showed. I mean, um, it's not that the movie is absolute. Um, a Shastra, ऐसा नहीं है. Um, but one thing that they did show is what I heard. Prahlad Maharaj was seeing in every atom, he was seeing Vishnu. Prahlad Maharaj, this is perfect. He sees the Lord everywhere. A pure devotee sees. One devotee asked Prabhupada, how do you see the Lord everywhere? So common, many of you may have heard. Prabhupada showed him the speck and Prabhupada said, when you see the specks, what do you think? So devotee said, we think that this is Prabhupada's specs. So Prabhupada said, that's one way. When you see anything, you see that this is Krishna's energy. Because from Krishna comes this Panch Mahabhutas. Krishna himself says, um, everything comes from the Lord. Na? Krishna says, these are my external manifested energy. Um, mm, these are my separated energy. Um, all the five elements. So a pure devotee sees everything. First of all, they see Krishna everywhere. Um, and they see everything as something belonging to Krishna. So for them, the whole vision is spiritual. Everything is spiritual for them. And obviously for the Lord, there is no difference because he is the source of all the energies. But the energies can be converted and utilized according to the will of the source, Krishna. So the energy can be material and the energy can be utilized in a material way. The energy can be spiritual. One example which is given is even if the Lord appears in the form of material energy, he can convert it into spiritual energy. The example is Archa Vigraha. In Archa Vigraha or the deity, the Lord appears in a form of material energy. Why? Because material energies are thought of fire, air, ether. Thus, metal, we have brass deities, we have stone deities. So they're made of material elements. But the Lord, even if the Lord appears in the form of material energy, he can convert it into spiritual energy. So what Isopanishad is saying, um, there is no difference between material and spiritual. Anything can be converted into spiritual. Although there may be, first of all, for pure devotees, everything is spiritual. For Krishna, there is separated energy. There is internal energy and there is external energy. Uh, but because Krishna is the source of both, these energies can convert. Anything can become spiritualized by the will of Krishna, and anything can remain material also. Um, mm, mm. Now there is a difference between something is material, but okay. Um, somebody gave me this card. This card is material, but if I'm a pure devotee, I can see it as spiritual. But for everybody else, this may be material. If I can see Krishna in every atom, I can connect. Then I can see this as spiritual. Um, but Krishna can convert a material thing also into spiritual thing. And that will be spiritual. It's not when Krishna converts something into spiritual, then it is actually spiritual. Although um, um, example is prasad. Prasad is spiritual. Why? Because Krishna ate it. Now Krishna has converted it into spiritual. It's a material energy in a way, something that has uh, come from this material world, but after it is offered, it has become spiritual. Now prasad is not spiritual only for because of pure devotee's vision. Even if a common people who doesn't have faith in prasad, if he eats prasad, Krishna will act through that prasad. the whole energy is converted into spiritual. So what I'm saying, the difference between pure devotee and common people, pure devotee can see everything as spiritual. Common people see everything as material, but Krishna can make a material thing into spiritual also. Like the deity, anybody who comes and take darshan of the Lord, they are benefited. Although they may think this is just a stone, I don't like the sound Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Usually sound is material. But Srila Prabhupada would say this chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Prabhupada would say these are transcendental sound vibrations. Sound is material. Um, but this Mahamantra, transcendental sound vibrations. Anybody who hears them, so this is like both the energies belongs to Krishna. Krishna can make certain energy into spiritual, and everybody will be benefited by it. So that's what it means that he is the source and controller of all the energies. Krishna can play. Thus, the energies can be converted and utilized according to the will of Krishna. Based on Krishna's will, he can convert the energy the way he likes. Um, the Lord appears in the form of Archa Vigraha, a deity made of earth, stone, or wood, and he can spiritualize it. Deity form. We cannot see the Lord due to our imperfect material vision, so he appears as the deity to become approachable by us and to accept our service. We cannot see anything which is not made of Panch Mahabhutas. We cannot see. Even mind, intelligence, ego is made of subtle matter. It's not made of earth, water, fire, air, ether. We cannot see it. We can feel it, experience it. We cannot see it. We cannot see the Lord. We cannot see super soul. We cannot see soul. Um, when when the soul leaves the body, we cannot see how the soul has left. We just see the body. So many people are dying right now. So many amoebas, microscopic. There are souls everywhere. They are changing bodies right now everywhere in this room. So many births are taking place. So many deaths are taking place. But we cannot see anything which is not made of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Um, So we cannot see Krishna. But Krishna is so merciful that Krishna manifests himself with a material form, not with a material form, apparently made of material form. So we can touch him, we can feed him, we can serve him, we can dress him. But Krishna becomes perceivable to us with our conditioned vision. With anybody can see him, and yet he remains spiritual. This is Krishna's own mercy. Like actually, Krishna's form is Sachidananda. Still, Krishna manifest himself to everybody 5,000 years ago. Not everybody had faith. That's different thing. Anybody see the deity? Anybody eat prasad? They may not have faith, but anything spiritual will benefit them nonetheless. That's why people may not have faith. This is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But it is said because they thought of him at the time of death, they all went back to spiritual world. Bhagavatam says that everybody was liberated, including Karna, Duryodhan, or uh, evil-minded people also. Dhritarashtra did not get a personal liberation because he didn't see Krishna. He was not, when he died, Krishna was not there. But everybody on the battlefield, they saw Krishna. So this is Krishna's mercy. Although he's not perceivable, he manifests by his own free will. Why? Because he's the controller of all his energies. Um, okay. Does anybody has any question? Any discussion? Okay. Okay, the deity is not an idol fashioned according to the whims of a worshipper. Some people say, some people have made it, carved it. No, it is not according to the whims of a worshipper. It's actually Shastric. And Uh, it's Sakshad Vajendra Nandana Krishna. Just like when Krishna was there, some believed, some didn't believe. Everybody was benefited. Likewise, in our temples, we have the deities of the Lord. Different people may have different faith on to what extent He is a supreme God, to what extent Mahaprabhu is standing there, to what extent Nityananda Prabhu is there, to what extent Radha is there, Krishna is there, to what extent Guru is there, Prabhupada is there. Different people have different faith. That is based on how much one is purified. To that extent, it is said, based on our purification, the holy name becomes real, the deity becomes real, the prasad becomes real. Um, to what extent it is real, that is based on how much faith. Some may have neophyte faith, some may have intermediate faith, some may have absolute faith, Uttama faith or absolute faith. This is direct Krishna's direct Mahaprabhu. And based on faith, the division is there. And that the faith will naturally grow. The faith will naturally grow through the execution of devotional service. And once our faith grows, you will see the holy name, the prasad, and the deity and everything reveals to us, reveal themselves to us more and these are absolutely spiritual energies. Everything that we deal with, um, it just is revealed to us with time. We say this prayer also. No? Mahaprasad Govinda Naam Brahman and Vaishnav. Mahaprasad, Lord Govinda, the holy name, Naam, Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. The faith in them will not awaken. Mahaprasade Govinde, Naam Brahmane Vaishnave, Swalpa Punya Vitam Rajan, Vishwasho Naiva Jayate. Vishwas will not, Jayate is appear. We say, na, this is Hanuman Jayanti. So on this day, Hanuman appears. Jayanti, Jayate. Vishwaso Naiva Jayate. Vishwas, faith will not appear in these things. Swalpa Punya Vitam Rajan. O Rajan, O King, whose Punya is very little. Bhakti account is very little. Swalpa Punya Vitam Rajan. Vishwaso Naiva Jayate. Faith will not arise. Faith will not arise in Vaishnavas. Faith will not arise in the holy name. Faith will not arise in Govinda. Faith will not arise in Mahaprasad. We see Mahaprasad, it is food only. To the extent we see deity as Govinda, only to that much extent we will see the name is Krishna. Only to that much extent we will see Mahaprasad is Krishna. Only to that much extent we can see these devotees are transcendental. The greatness of these devotees. We cannot develop faith. They all go simultaneously. It's not that I have absolute faith in Govinda, but I don't have absolute faith in Prasad, in Vaishnavas, in the holy name. No. Everything, the more our piety will increase, Viswas will awaken. Um, this form is eternally existent with all paraphernalia. This can be actually felt by a sincere devotee, but not by an atheist. Srila Prabhupada would see Krishna. When he saw the deity, he would talk to Krishna. Prabhupada would talk. Amazing, actually. So many conversations Prabhupada would say. It seems like you are waking up the Lord early. It seems like you're not feeding him properly. It seems like he is not fully rested. Is he resting in the afternoon? So in that way, when Prabhupada would go, whatever is happening, any change in schedule, anything not proper, uh, wherever Prabhupada would go, Prabhupada doesn't need any information from anybody to come and tell them. Prabhupada will see the deities and Prabhupada will understand what is going on. Um, that also shows that how every deity is very unique. Every deity of they're all Krishna, but then it is said that the deity carry the mood of the temple, carry the mood of the devotees, the leading devotees. The deities are very personal to every location, every place. Um, all Krishna, all Mahaprabhu, they're all same personality. Still, the mood is there. So when Prabhupada would go, then Prabhupada will understand. It is said that one should not worship Lord Nrsimhadev, Ugra form of Lord Nrsimhadev, because we cannot please Lord Nrsimhadev. But it is said that because Ugra form of Lord Nrsimhadev is worshipped in Mayapur, which is Mahavadan and most merciful, their Ugra form of Lord Nrsimhadev also very merciful form. Otherwise, Ugra form, Brahma and Indra and Lakshmi cannot appease. Only a pure devotee like Prahlad can satisfy. I don't know how many in a temple are like Prahlad Maharaj. So, Brahma, Lakshmi, their devotion is like billions of times greater than us. Then how can we pacify Ugra Nrsimha? Only Prahlad could pacify, nobody else. So that's why it is not recommended to worship Ugra Nrsimha form. But then in Mayapur, because of Mahaprabhu's influence, the deity also take the mood of a place, of the devotees there, of deities. That's how deities are very personal. Oneness and difference. Everything is a manifestation of his energies, like the heat and light emanating from a fire. And thus there is a oneness among his diverse energies. There is nothing but God in and out. So oneness means, it is said, there is a fire. Can fire exist without can fire exist without any light? Not possible. Can you think this is fire but there is no light? Not possible. Can you can you imagine fire without heat? Not possible. You can contain heat, you can put some insulation so heat doesn't come out, but existence of fire without it is not possible. So it is said heat and fire are one. So heat and light are like the energies of Krishna. And just like heat and light cannot be separated from fire, likewise the energies of Krishna cannot be separated from fire to such an extent. Just like another example Srila Prabhupada gave, you put an iron rod in fire and the iron rod becomes red. And then you remove the iron rod from the fire, the iron rod is still red. Then that iron rod is fire. Prabhupada said. There is oneness. Um, and the iron rod is fire. So the energies of Krishna is Krishna, and energy of Krishna is not Krishna. So the iron rod is also fire, but the iron rod is still an iron rod. It is not fire. So this is oneness. It is described how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this is Achintya Bheda Bheda. There is oneness and there is not oneness. Simultaneously one and different. So there is nothing but God in and out. God is everywhere. But God is everywhere through his energies, and these are his energies. So there is nothing but God in. Another example given is we hear Srila Prabhupada lectures, audio. We hear Srila Prabhupada Kirtans, audio. Prabhupada is there. We read Srila Prabhupada books. We are associating with Prabhupada. We cannot separate Prabhupada lectures from Prabhupada, Prabhupada books from Prabhupada. The books written by Prabhupada, his lecture, his Vani, his Kirtan, they are Prabhupada's energy. Prabhupada created it. So these books, this Vani is separate and non-separate. So if it's these are all Prabhupada. At the same time, these are energies of Prabhupada. So one cannot separate the Lord from his energy. So in that way, there is nothing but God in and out. This is oneness, actual true oneness. Difference, although there is oneness, the Lord in his personal form still enjoys unlimitedly all the pleasures enjoyed minutely by the tiny part and parcel living entities. So, although there is oneness, the Lord is there in Golok Vrindavan enjoying his pastimes with Brajavasis. Um, so, there is difference and there is oneness. Prabhupada is, these are all Prabhupada energy. Here, Prabhupada is in his different service to Krishna, um, serving somewhere else, Prabhupada. Yeah, okay. So this is oneness and difference or Achintya Bheda Bheda. Okay, that was the fifth verse, ending of fifth verse. Any discussion? Anyone else? Questions? Okay. A liberated soul sees Krishna everywhere. There's a vision of this very nice verse actually. Wow. Um, Yastu sarvani bhutani yatmani evanupashyati sarvabhuteshu chatmanam tato na vijugupshate. One who systematically sees everyone and everything in relation to the Supreme Lord and who sees Supreme Lord within everything never hates or criticizes anyone or anything. Wow. All glories to this verse. Wow. One who sees everyone in relation with the Lord. One who systematically, one who sees everyone and everything in relation to the Lord. Think about it. One who sees everyone in relation to the Lord. It's amazing. Amazing. One who sees everyone in relation to the very transcendental divine vision. Uh, One time Jadguru Prabhu was mentioning, amazing devotee. He was mentioning, Prabhu, when I see anyone, I see a living entity crying for Krishna. Whether one is a rich man, whether one is a king, whether one is a poor man, whether one is whatever attributes one has, their material education, their whatever attributes one may have, uh, Jan, Aishwarya, Shruti, Shri, whatever it is, whatever it is, I see everyone as part and parcel of Krishna crying for Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
That
Dandvat Pranam. Sorry, whose name did you mention?
Jagat Guru Prabhu.
Okay,
He
Prabhuji.
serves in Detroit Temple, Mata.
Right, Prabhuji. Okay, thank you.
He's serving 40 years. He's serving great, actually. Amazing. Nothing can replace time. Whatever, whatever time we have spent in serving Krishna, it's all internal revelation. Huh? We cannot get the, we cannot take somebody's realization and make it our own. This is something that is, these are, yeah, it's just the internal awakening which is given by Krishna and that becomes yours. It's very attractive, but it comes with its own time. So one who systematically sees everyone and everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. If we really see now, I mean, at least I can speak for myself. We are in lot of bodily conception, lot of bodily conception. When this bodily conception goes away, when we cannot say that I'm not this body. Yes, okay, fine, I'm not this body. But how much I'm in bodily conception can be, it's just for example. Those who see Paramatma within themselves, they will see Paramatma within the heart of all living entities. And those who perceive themselves as a physical body, they will perceive everybody as a physical body. How we see others is a reflection of what is my core understanding of myself, not what is my intellectual understanding, what is my theoretical understanding, what is my general understanding, but what is my, like, how I act. Um, yeah. Um, and we can see the last line: never hates or criticize anyone or anything. They never hate anybody, they never criticize anybody. They never hate anything, they never criticize anything. So one who sees everyone in relationship with the Lord, one who sees everything in relation to the Lord. Thing means house, wealth, I don't know, everything in relation with the Lord, like how this belongs to Krishna, um, which is the first verse basically, and how they see everyone as they are crying for Krishna. How they see, basically they see Krishna everywhere. They see everything as owned by Krishna, and they see everyone as unhappy because of separation from Krishna. Prabhupada had that vision. Um, so when Prabhupada came to the West, um, Prabhupada saw these young boys and young girls smoking and laughing, breaking, not having the regulative principles, living a very external life. Prabhupada had tears in his eyes because he was seeing, it's very interesting. He was seeing everything as a soul who is unhappy and separated from Krishna. And how can I connect this living entity to his eternal Father? Um, whatever situation they are in, there may be some temporary happiness there, but ultimately the living entity will go through old age, disease, and death. And the living entity will take birth in 8.4 million species and continue the cycle of up and down. And how this cycle is eternally continued. And this is all because the living entity is not seeing, is not able to realize one's relationship with who the living entity actually is, who the source of the living entity is, what the real eternal relationship is, and is captured. And Srila Prabhupada, when he saw that, then Srila Prabhupada would have great concerns. This is like the vision of Srila Prabhupada. And it is said that the preaching of Uttamadhikari is most effective. The preaching of Uttamadhikari is most effective because their clarity is so absolute, and their concern for the living entity, their clarity, whatever they are speaking is with a great concern, with lot of emphasis, with lot of faith. It is said when somebody is preaching, it is their faith that gets transferred. So when Srila Prabhupada, with absolute faith, when he was speaking, those words will penetrate and go deep into the hearts of anybody who was listening. Because the platform, the background from which the Prabhupada was speaking anything was very, very supremely realized. So with that faith, when it comes, it just go right into the persons and they would immediately transform and it will have an awakening. That's why it is said that the best preaching, it is said the best preacher is the best sadhaka. If you want to preach, one devotee was mentioning, you know, get up and do your 16 rounds very sincerely in the morning. For Prabhupada says, if you do your 16 rounds very sincerely in the morning, if you strictly follow the four regulative principles, um, Prabhupada says, then your preaching will have effect, Prabhupada would say. But what to speak about, these pure devotees' vision and from where they speak, it's great actually. So who sees the Supreme Lord within everything? They see that the Lord is within everything. They see everything and everyone in relation with the Lord. So they never hate or criticize anyone or anything. One way to see how not to hate anyone or anything is to see that how the modes are in control. Somebody is becoming angry. It's not because of this person. It's just more of ignorance is heavy on them. Somebody is having many material desires, becoming very selfish, doing everything, keeping themselves as the center. Um, Mode of passion is in control. So when you see, okay, like there is a saying, hate the disease, not the deceased. So you see how the disease is the influence of the moods. And the deceased is this person is influenced by the moods. And whatever the person is speaking, acting may be very harsh, rude, improper, whatever. But the pure devotee sees influence of the moods. And pure devotee also sees how, see, okay, there is a deceased person. Influence of mood is making this person behave in so many unwanted ways. But then the living entity is not happy in those situations. He will be happy only when he awakens his eternal loving relationship with Brajendranan and Krishna and Braja. When he will reawaken, then only that person will be happy. But the person is very unhappy because of the influence of the moods. So the doctor will see, okay, this is what they are going through and what the personality is and how can I help this person. This is one vision. Another vision, why when we criticize, when we hate, is when we ourselves are influenced by the moods. When we are influenced by the moods, they are influenced by the moods. I am in mode of passion, you are in mode of passion. This gulab jamun is for me. You took it, now I curse you. You will, or I'll become angry with you. I want you to act in this manner. You didn't act in this manner. My ego is hurt, now I hate you. It's like when we are influenced by modes and they are influenced by modes, then it will react. But the pure devotees, they never hate, they never criticize anybody because they are liberated souls themselves. So they are liberated. They clearly see what the person is and what the influences are. And they have a deep concern for the person and they want to help the person. So they don't judge based on external because they see that external is the external influence. But they want to help the core who is deeply longing. So this is the vision of a liberated soul. It's a very important question also. What is the vision of liberated souls? How do they see things? And what is the symptom? They never hate or never criticize anyone or anything. Amazing. Even if we understand theoretically now, we cannot apply it. We cannot apply it. Tomorrow again, we'll uh, same symptoms will come. This verse is amazing. See how Isopanishad is progressing. Mm. Now, previous two verses was describing the inconceivable qualities of God, how He moves, how the inconceivable qualities of God. Next two verses describe what about those who are pure devotees of the Lord. So, Isopanishad is describing about God, about pure devotees of God, what happened to those who are not pure devotees of God, and how to identify the pure devotees of God. You see, such beautiful concepts are there in Isopanishad. And if you read Bhagavad Gita, the qualities, then Krishna also said, Nirmama, Nirankara, Sama, Dukkha, Sukha, Sami, Santushtam, Satatam, Yogi. All this Krishna says. He doesn't envy anybody, just free from false ego. Um, Happiness and distress is same, has an equal vision. So that is like Bhagavad Gita is like very advanced and very detailed. But in very simple terms, here it says never hates or criticizes anyone or anything. Hatred and love are opposites. Naturally, we love somebody, we hate somebody. The reason we love somebody, of course, we are in a material conditioning. The reason we love somebody, or the qualities we love, the opposite we hate. This is like duality. So hatred and love are opposites. Unless one is devoid of hatred, one cannot attain love. Unless one is devoid of hatred, one cannot attain love. When we hate somebody or criticize somebody, we cannot attain love for Krishna with that consciousness. Unless one is devoid of hatred, one cannot attain love. A Mahabhagavat or a great devotee sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord, and thus he has no object of hatred. He sees everything in connection with the Lord, part and parcel. They can clearly distinguish. It is said Vyasadeva, very, very beautifully it is described in Bhagavatam. Vyasadeva, when he went to meditation, after receiving the blessings from his Shri Guru, his Gurudev, Narada Muni, Vyasadeva went into meditation. Vyasadeva could see the reality, Vyasadeva could see the illusion. To see the reality and to see the illusion, liberated souls can do that. We are like mixed up. We may see reality and illusion when we read, but we cannot see in general way. We just see, this is like um, um, opposite of Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastani Shuni Cheva Sopakija Pandita Samadarsana. That's not us. What Krishna is speaking actually is pure devotees. Every verse Krishna spoke about qualities, everything is for pure devotees. We are not Pandita. We are not Samadarshina. We have our own conception of what I like and what I dislike. But a Mahabhagavat or a great devotee sees everything in relation to the Lord. They see what is illusory, they see what the Lord is. And thus he has no object for hatred. Such a person easily attains love of God. If your son is sick, say malaria ho gaya, dengue fever, coronavirus, uh, do you reject? Uh, your vision is very clear, na? That disease needs to be taken care, and you love the person. Uh, yeah, same. Such a person easily attains. So when such a person easily attains love of God, um, with a person who sees everything in relation to the Lord and he doesn't hate anybody, such a person can easily attain love of God. Unless one is devoid of hatred, one cannot attain love. Devotees are of three types, namely Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. Kanishtadhikari, neophyte devotee, intermediate devotee, pure devotee, or Mahabhagavata devotee. Great. Uttamadhikari, pure devotees, Mahabhagavata devotees are great. You can do anything, you can act in any way, and they will never hate you. Just hate doesn't exist in you. For anything, they will not hate you. Qualities of Kanishtadhikari in the lower stage of realization worship the Lord in the temple according to their faith and scriptural injunctions. Whatever, how to do arati, pakka. What are the mantras? Perfect. Worship the Lord in a temple according to their faith and spiritual injunction. Whatever is described, they do everything as it is. They consider the Lord to be present only at the place of worship, and this is Krishna. They consider Lord is present here. Dealings, but they cannot ascertain another devotee's position or realization of the Lord. But they cannot understand somebody else's Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada would say we can understand somebody else's Krishna consciousness only when we are as realized as them. Till we attain the purity of like our spiritual masters, like Srila Prabhupada, we cannot understand their position. Or even devotees who are uh, uh, spiritually more advanced than us. We cannot judge them, we cannot understand them. We cannot ascertain another devotee's position or realization. We cannot understand what is the realization of the Lord. What is the devotee's position in spiritual understanding? We cannot do that. But after few years, whatever they are saying, these whenever I say advanced devotees, I think of my superiors. Whatever they are doing, we cannot understand today. After few years, we will understand. Oh, the devotee was saying few years before like this. Now I understand why the devotee was saying like that. So we cannot understand another devotee's position or realization of the Lord. Quarrel with other devotees sometimes. Sometimes they quarrel with other devotees. Quarrel doesn't mean physical quarrel, but yeah, they have difference of opinions. Quarrel with other devotees sometimes. They are materialistic by nature and simply try to transcend the material boundaries to reach the spiritual plane. They are materialistic by nature and simply tries to transcend the material boundaries. Simply tries to transcend the material boundaries to reach the spiritual plane. Um, so they try to go beyond the material boundary to reach the spiritual plane. They want to be situated there. Um, but their actual nature is still materialistic. They're not transcendental. They are still governed by modes. But they simply try to transcend and reach the spiritual plane. This is me actually. Um, but they cannot do that. I mean, we all want to just go beyond the material plane, material boundary, and reach the spiritual plane. Um, um, but everything will happen by when Krishna reveals himself. Patience, stick to the process. Um, um, Serving in a mood of servant, to advance. Serving in a mood of servant, but at least serving, serving Krishna, serving Guru, serving Vaishnavas. Um, Keep on doing that. Um, Especially in the very, very beginning, one may have all the desires, and one simply tries to transcend everything and reach the spiritual plane right now, tomorrow, very close, but it won't work. What is the quality of Madhyamadikari? And they consider the Lord to be the object of love. They consider this is the person I want to love. We all can think for ourselves. How many of us want to love Krishna? How many of us consider Krishna as the object of our love? Considers Guru as the object of our love? Consider Mahaprabhu's Nityananda Prabhu as the object of our love? And how many of us consider things in this world as the object of our love? Wow. Do you want to love things in this world or do you want to love Krishna? Now one may say, yeah, I want to love Krishna. And one should think, really? I want to love Krishna. Is that more like intellectual and theoretical that I want to love Krishna? Or do I genuinely consider Krishna as the only object of my love? Or do I consider like, yeah, I want to love Krishna at some point of time. This is the right goal. This is what I want. This is the goal of my life. But actually, I want to love many, many things in this world. My nature is to love many, many things in this world, and Krishna is like, my intellectual object of my love. But those who are Madhyamadikari, they actually consider the Lord as the object of their love. It is said Madhyamadikari is very advanced platform. Madhyamadikari is when all the anarthas are gone. Because when anarthas are there, then there is attachment in this world. When all the anarthas are gone, then comes Madhyamadikari. Uttamadikari is like great. We'll see. So they consider the Lord to be the object of my love. Krishna is the object of my love. I cannot say that actually. I mean, I know that is the goal. But I cannot say that Krishna is the object of my love. Maitri makes friends with the Lord's devotees. Who is a devotee? Who is a devotee who has chanted Krishna names once? They want to make friends with them. Maitri, they keep that closeness. Oh, this is a devotee of the Lord. They have that high reverence for Krishna. This is the object of my love. And then, oh, this is the devotee of Krishna. He is the Lord. He is the one whom I love. Like there is a saying. Um, I mean, it's not a right. I should not say this here, but there is a point. Love me, love my dog, basically, or love me, love my children, or whatever you can translate in any way. But love me, love those who are connected to me, whom I love. Um, and if you take the role of Krishna for a few seconds, and then you see all the devotees around, and you see how they are doing so much for his pleasure, for his sake, for the sake of Krishna, and how Krishna has so much love for them, for all the devotees, how much love Krishna has for all his devotees. Think about it. Think about all the devotees, how much Krishna loves them. Please don't think that Krishna hate any devotees. Please don't think like that. Prabhuji, Mataji, up just we just saw the vision of Uttamadikari. A devotee never hates or criticizes anybody. A pure devotee never hates or criticizes anybody. How can Krishna hate or criticize anyone? When a pure devotee never hates or criticizes anybody. Krishna's vision is whatever pure devotee are manifesting the quality of Krishna. Sakshad haritvena samasta shastra. Yuktas tata bhavati eva sa. Sakshad haritvena samasta shastra. He is exhibiting the qualities of Krishna. Whatever they exhibiting is what is coming from Krishna. Obviously, when Krishna sees us, Krishna sees we are influenced by modes, and the living entity cannot be happy without me. The living entity is created for my pleasure. There's an eternal loving relationship. How much Krishna was eager when Gop Kumar came back, and how joyful Krishna was. And Krishna said, I was waiting for you for so long. Um, um, so Krishna, um, how much Krishna loves each and every devotee. And when Krishna sees, despite the influence of the modes, the living entity is struggling so much, yet the living entity is really trying hard to serve me, to make me the center. Then how much love Krishna has for all those devotees. Uh, so when somebody's object of love is Krishna, prema, consider Lord as the object of their love, then oh, I love this. He's the one who is the object of my love. This is the only person I want to love. And oh, these are his devotees. Um, mm, he is very dear to them. They are very dear to him. They are doing everything to serve him. These devotees are doing everything, dedicating their lives to serve Krishna, dedicating their time, their energy. They are doing everything to serve Krishna. So then they make friendship with the Lord's devotees. Then Kripa, they try to awaken the dormant love of God in the innocent who lack knowledge of them. And some, because they love Krishna so much, and they see the reality, and they want to serve him. Actually, symptom of love is service. Symptom of love is service. Actually, pure love for Krishna is very attractive in this world. To all the materialistic people, to all the common people, pure love is very attractive and very contagious. When anywhere we see somebody having pure love, those people are very attractive and we immediately want to become like them. Anybody having developing that love for Krishna is very contagious. Why? Because it reminds us of our true nature. Somebody exhibiting love for Krishna, na, that's who we really are. Now we are like covered with the three modes and acting in so many eccentric ways. And then we see somebody who is having pure love. Immediately we can relate that this we don't realize, but we relate and we are so attracted because that's what eternally who I am. Like one thing it is said, just by seeing a tilak, I think I have still have tilak. Just by seeing a tilak, one is reminded of one's, they don't realize, but one is reminded of one's eternal nature. By seeing a tilak, some people will be like, wow, amazing. That that thing will come from within that. But they won't realize why they are feeling good about it. They won't realize. They hear the holy name, wow, feels so good. They meet the pure devotees, wow. Any Hari Kirtan, Hari Katha, anything, wow, amazing. Why? Because they don't realize, but it is awakening their true original nature. But naturally, the 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 hold of the modes are very strong, very strong. So they feel wow, and the modes pull them, and they're like, fine, forget it. I have so many things to do, so many things to take care. Influenced by my modes. So just um, um, actually, whom we love now, we want to make them famous. Actually, who is the object of our love, we want to make them famous. I know there is one Western Prabhu and one Western Mataji. So many things happened. So um, one Western, they would come for some programs. One Western Mataji started liking one Western Prabhu, and this Western Mataji just started glorifying everybody to this Western Prabhu. Just the nature. When you like somebody, you want to make them famous. When their object is love, and um, they also see that how everybody can be happy with that love. They get more into knowledge. Uh, they want to serve Krishna, and in order to serve Krishna, Krishna says the best servant is one who teaches this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to others. Srila Prabhupada says we are serving on behalf of Krishna, knowing what is Krishna's desire. How much it is said, how much Krishna is pained by seeing the living entities distracted. That is also one way. The best servant is who give the knowledge of Krishna to others. That is what Guru means. Na? Guru means one who knows the Krishna Tattva and one who shares the Krishna Tattva. Teacher. Guru means teacher. So tries to awaken the dormant love for Krishna in the innocent who lacks knowledge of the Lord. Um, mm, Srila Prabhupada consciousness when he came to the West, Prabhupada consciousness was I have come to this Ugrasthan Krishna, you have brought me here. Um, and his consciousness was Srila Prabhupada has come to the West on behalf of Guru and Krishna. On behalf of Guru and Krishna. As a service to Guru and Krishna. Following the order of Guru and Krishna. They want him to do something and Prabhupada is like, fine. Okay. Krishna, you want me to do this? Gurudev, this is what your command is. I'll do it. I don't want anything for myself, but I'll do it because this is your order. So then Upeksha is avoid the faithless atheists who deride the very name of the Lord and hate his devotees. So they avoid, they don't hate them. They don't hate them, but they avoid them. They avoid those who blaspheme the holy name, who blaspheme Krishna. or they speak against ill against devotees. They hate, either they speak against devotees, or they write the name of the Lord, or they don't have any faith. They try to avoid upeksha, prema, maitri, kripa, upeksha. These are qualities of Madhyamika. Okay, so this is where I want to stop today. Are there any discussions? Any questions?
Yes, Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yes.
Thank you for the nice lecture today. So it is about one of your initial slides where you were mentioning that Lord has is the source of all energy, whether it's material or spiritual. And there you also mentioned that although we cannot see Lord or God, we do deity worship and assume that that is the God, and through that deity we can see God.
Yes.
So in that sense, I wanted to ask, so once we have a deity, which is of course made of like earth, fire, wood, and those material elements that we can see. So once we start the deity worship, does that material energy, which is the source of those earth, fire, water, um, does that convert to spiritual energy, or that stays as a material energy even while we are practicing devotional service to the deity?
Now become spiritual, Prabhuji. Anything used in, that's what Isopanishad says. Krishna can change the energy
Mm,
from spiritual to material, or from material to spiritual, because
mm,
he is the controller of both.
mm,
The example where the energy got converted from spiritual to material is when Yoga Maya, spiritual energy of Krishna, in the hand of Vasudeva. The
mm.
moment Kamsa held her, becomes Durga, Mahamaya, material energy. Spiritual energy converted into material energy in the hand of materialist. Mother Sita, Ram's consort, touched by Ravana, immediately material Maya Sita.
Mm.
Spiritual energy converted into material energy. The deity of the Lord, made of material elements, with pran pratishtha process, becomes spiritual. Food, material elements, offered to Krishna, spiritualized.
Right, right. So that's what I was actually getting at. So once we do pran pratishtha, or when we started praying, then the material energy, which was of course was actually the materials that the deity was made of. Now that is a spiritual energy, right?
Yes, now it is spiritual. Krishna can convert it, Prabhuji.
Okay, I see. So it refers to like all the deities, whether we keep it our home or when we have like pran pratishtha at a temple or something. So there also the deity becomes source of the spiritual energy after that.
Yes, even a picture, Prabhuji.
Mhm.
Picture you are worshipping at home,
Yes.
worshipping with faith,
Mhm.
and you see this is Krishna, you bow down, you offer food, you do arati, and you develop a relationship, that picture becomes spiritualized, Prabhuji.
Right. So can we say that in that case, we are actually able to see or perceive Lord's spiritual energy, or we are still in contact with the material?
When we are bowing down to Krishna, connecting with Him, to the
Mhm.
platform, serving Him, we are
Right,
under spiritual energy that time.
right, right. Yeah, got it. Yeah, okay. I think I got my answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Siddharth. Hare Krishna. Okay, anything else? Anybody else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have a question.
Bismath.
When you talked about how Srila Vyasadeva saw Krishna with his internal and external energy, I mean, you
Mm.
said that, but when I mean, my question is along the lines of that only, because like when I was reading it, I was thinking Krishna came with the external energy, and I know where like I read or heard of the story where Krishna came with Maya, I mean Mahamaya. So why did he मतलब ऐसे दर्शन क्यों दिए? Like why? Because everywhere we see that pure devotees are getting darshan of Srimati Radharani, if in case like with Krishna, but not with Mahamaya. Like why was that? Why did that happen with Srila Vyasadeva?
Vyasadeva was seeing, what it means is Vyasadeva saw Kali Yuga. Vyasadeva was saying, okay, Kali Yuga is coming. These living entity who are part and parcel of Krishna are influenced by his external energy. Then Vyasadeva, compassion arose. He saw the external energy, which is how Maya is acting, and what they all are doing, what their interests, what their desires. They are completely forgetful of the Lord. So in that way, he could separate the illusory energy, and he saw how all these living entities are forgetful, and so much suffering is coming to them in this age of Kali. Then compassion arose. Oh, how do I help these people? As Kali Yuga progresses, these are the symptoms of these people, and they'll be so deeply influenced. This is what they will do: kill each other at small, small coins, become like animals. And this is what they act. How the illusory energy will capture them. And these living entities are eternally Sachitananda, eternally blissful and part and parcel, have an eternal relationship, and see what they have degraded into. So he could see the illusory energy, he could see the living entities. And then he wanted to write something that will help them, give them light, give them direction as they go dense in the age of Kali, that will help them come out and awaken. And then he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam.
That makes sense, Prabhuji. Was there any other instance also where Mahamaya was seen with Lord Krishna in like a darshan? Like, is there any mention of that in Bhagavatam or somewhere else?
I mean, this is just one striking example, but I feel like all pure devotees can see um, the like Gaur Kishoras Babaji Maharaj. Yeah, I mean, all pure devotees can see what is spiritual and how the energy is working on them. And just like the concept we were discussing, hate the disease, not the disease. They can they can see every all pure devotees. They have realized Maya. In fact, we will see further in Isopanishad. You see Sat and you see Asat simultaneously.
Okay, Prabhuji. Um, did Sri Vyasadeva also see internal energy at that time? Sorry, Prabhuji.
He saw Krishna, so all the internal energy is within Krishna.
That makes sense. Sorry for the stupid question, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Right. Anything else? Any other?
Yes,
Any?
one related question on what you were discussing with Dimple Mataji. So, like we worship all these Mata, like Kali Mata, Durga Mata, are they also form of Mahamaya, uh, like God's external potency, or that is different?
Well, okay. Thank you, Proji. Durga is a pure devotee of Krishna, but the in charge of material energy. Her duty is to keep the living entities within this material existence.
Mhm. Okay.
There is Devi Dham, there is Mahesh Dham. Devi Dham is this material world. It is Devi. Her, she is the in charge of these three gunas, which are like three trishuls.
Yeah.
Anybody who goes against Krishna, she punishes them. And then this, she, this, because she herself is a pure devotee of Krishna, this is her thankless task.
Mhm.
Those who want to reject Krishna or don't have faith in Krishna, to keep them here, to keep them deluded. Uh,
Right.
this is her thankless task. But we don't, yeah, we don't worship her because she is the in charge of material energy.
Yes. But I think Prabhupada write in some of the purport that those who want to have some material desires, they will pray to these Kali Mata, Durga Mata. But yeah, that is not the final objective, and
Yeah,
that will only give some temporary material benefits.
but Krishna also says, na, less intelligent people
Yeah,
worship their
yeah.
gods.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. I won't waste most of your time, more of your time. Thank you.
And one thing I remember is Durga Devi, she prayed to Lord Chaitanya.
Mm.
She's like, my Lord, I have been given this thankless task. I want to help these living entities go closer to you. because he's a pure devotee. I want to show them guidance, show them, and I have this task to keep them bound and make them go through lot of struggle. Even though I know I'm just doing the opposite. That's why thankless task means she's not fulfilling her heart's desire. Yamaraj also has this thankless task, keep punishing everybody when he wants to preach. But he cannot preach, he just punishes. Boiling somebody, he's just punishing and he wants to tell them what to do, what not to do. But his task is to keep punishing. That's why he comes as Vidur to preach. So Durga Devi also has this, pure devotee has this thankless task. Praise Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu appears. And uh, um, there is a place in Navadvip, it's called Shimanta Dweep, where there is a deity of Lord Chaitanya and Durga Devi on her knees praying of obeisances to Lord Chaitanya. Yeah, just reminded me of her emotions, her bhav, at the same time her task, just like Yamaraj.
Right, right, got it. Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, anything else? Okay. Thank you all for joining. Once again, Patrivesha, Kripa Sindhu Evacha, Patidanam Pavanebhya Vaishnavya Namo. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.